So basically, Niger was Niger.
Yeah, so Nigeria was humid. It's hot, It's next. I mean, we know West Africa is humid. It's hot. We've been to the coast, But it was hot, but it was nice to be there.
On the ground, spiritual game. I beg.
The climax, though, was I think visiting Fela Kuti's former house that now has been turned into a museum. It's called now the Kalakuta Museum, but formerly the Kalakuta Republic. Of course, it's been rebuilt. It's nothing like the original house. But for me, that was a climax, having to go to Fela's house. Fela's house. I mean, you have no idea what a big deal that is, man. The house contains a lot of memories. There's pictures of him. There's always music playing in the background. His daughter is still alive. And so reliving stories of her dad, and you go through the rooms, you look at the simplicity of the man, you look at his bedroom, how simple it was, for a man who was this big, and the simplicity that he lived, You go all the way to the rooftop and you can see where you'd have his rehearsal sessions, and you can see how then the music spread around the whole neighborhood. You get a feel of this really lower class neighborhood, and the fact that Fela, despite his greatest glory, stuck in this neighborhood. It was always the people. So the house then evokes all of those emotions, and so it was a very sort of moving experience for me.
So what do you think of the place? Do you like it?
It's mystified Fela for me. Okay. Because Fela in a different light. You already get here people.
Every African must visit this place. This is like the Graceland.
Fela is good for something.
Yeah, revolutionary. You got to understand why Fela is a big deal for a lot of us, because I'm a kid of the 70s, and so we came up to sort of like consciousness started opening up in the 80s, and this is about the time Fela's music was at its height. The problem is that we had no access to this music, and we started accessing this music way in the 90s, especially after he had just died, because he died in 1997. It's about this time that his music started traveling a little bit more. And the way Nigeria reached out to us through Fela is the same way Nigeria has reached out to us through, I'd say, African Magic. There's been all these movies and stuff that you've been seeing, and that's the unique thing about Nigerian, I guess, the way they celebrate their arts is that Nigerians are very authentic, and it's that Fela element, and you can see it in the cinema as well. And I think this is something like us as filmmakers and, I don't know, as producers, content producers in Kenya can learn from. To learn that we have to start here first. We have to start with us, our primary audience, who we are. We have to reflect our values first before we start trying to impress those that are outside of us. And Fela kept on saying, I'm African man original. I know be gentleman. I'm African man original. In a way, our stories also have to have that original quality that Nollywood has embraced so well, that thing that we always despite. But we know we despite it, but it's real, it's who we are. And Nigerians, for one thing, have not been afraid to say who they are. So, for Spielworks, it could have been better, everybody loves to have a trophy to show off. But I think the true victory for us was the fact that we could go to a place like Nigeria that's supposedly so far away, far away out west, and find so many points of convergence. And so I think is what we have to remember as content producers, everybody involved in cinemas and art, is that let's start looking for similarities. And MVCA gives us an opportunity. For me, that was my MVCA experience, connecting the dots and seeing that all these years, this huge country has had a profound influence on my identity as an African. And it was nice to be, finally, to be in the shrine at the foot of, in my view, one of the most credible African musicians ever seen, and to imbibe in that spirit and to remember why we're here, why we're African, why we must continue to tell these stories.
In spiritu Christus, Allah Akbar Muhammadu salam alaikum. So waka waka waka.